Gives you lemons when life gives you lemons. Liz?
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most honored guests. When life gives you lemons, it's lemonade. That's what the saying says. But did you know you have other options? There's a lot of other things you can do with those lemons. You can throw that lemon right back at life. See how life likes that. Or you can make grape juice. Sit back and watch life try to figure that one out. Or you can look for the guys that life gave salt and tequila to. You've got some new best friends. Life recently handed my family some lemons. My son was diagnosed with diabetes. I'm going to explain to you what diabetes is. I'm going to first explain how a healthy pancreatic system works, and then I'm going to tell you how diabetes interferes with that. When a healthy person eats food, all of the carbohydrates are converted into glucose, sugar, and it's deposited into your bloodstream. When your blood sugar spikes, an alarm goes off. Clean up on aisle 5, sugar spill. Your pancreas hears that alarm and releases the cleanup crew, insulin. The insulin cleans the glucose out of your blood and delivers it to all of your organs. From your brain to your toenails, everything runs on glucose. So it's like filling the gas tank. And you know what happens when you run out of gas. That's diabetes. There's an interference in the pancreas and the insulin production. And so your organs don't get the nutrition. You're eating the food, but you're starving to death. There are 2 kinds of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 2 is a disease of insufficiency. That means that you have a pancreas, it produces insulin, but not very well, and not very consistently. So what you need to do when you're in type 2 is you need to keep your pancreas happy. You need to eat a very strict diet, low carb, not no carb, low carb. You need to get a lot of exercise, and you need to keep yourself in general healthy and stress-free. If your pancreas is stress-free, it will probably continue to work for you. And in fact, if you follow a strict diet, you can reverse and even reduce the effects of diabetes. But you can't cure it. There is no cure for diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is a completely different disease. It's called juvenile onset diabetes because it strikes between birth and young adulthood. It's an autoimmune disease. In type 1 diabetes, for an unknown reason, your body attacks and kills the pancreas. You have no pancreas, you just have dead tissue floating around in there. So when the alarm goes off, clean up on aisle 5, no one answers. While a type 2 diabetic depends on diet to control their disease, type 1 relies on insulin. A type 1 can pretty much eat anything they want. Well, except poison. And cookies laced with poison. They can eat pretty much anything they want, but what they have to do is count carbs. They have to count the amount of carbs in a meal and balance the proper amount of insulin based on their blood sugar reading 15 minutes before the meal. It's a high-maintenance disease. But type 1 diabetics are very good at analyzing the nutritional value of any food. Type 1 diabetics are very good at doing math in their head. And type 1 diabetics are very good at planning and organizing. And that's the thing that scared me about my son's diagnosis. He's 20. What 20-year-old guy can plan and organize? rough. But he pulled himself together. One of the advantages of being diagnosed so late in the juvenile spectrum is that he gets it. A small child cries at all of the shots, and a teenager rebels at all of the protocol. But he's 20, and he knows how serious this is. I knew he was going to be okay when he started telling sick jokes. He loves to embarrass me in public and say things that make people give me dirty looks. He'll say things like, "Hey, Mom, guess how high I am right now?" He's talking about blood sugar, of course. Or he'll say, "Hey, Mom, I really need to get high right now. Give me my stuff." His favorite line, the one that gets me the dirtiest looks of all, is, "Hey, Mom, give me some sugar." He's not too big to spank. Now, I don't want you to think that with all these jokes that we're not taking diabetes seriously. Diabetes is a profound, chronic, life-threatening disease for which there is no cure and no days off. My son has to monitor his blood sugar and inject himself in the belly many times a day, every single day, for the rest of his life.